recording. That'd be a shit show. Hey guys, my name's Hope and I am currently in recovery from anorexia. Today I wanted to talk about things that you shouldn't say to someone who has an eating disorder or is recovering from an eating disorder. A lot of us are very aware of the things that people say and we interpret them differently than you might think. I'm gonna go through these and I guess tell you how I interpret them if someone says them around me, and maybe someone you know who has anorexia or bulimia or binge eating disorder or some kind of eating disorder, they might feel this way. The first thing is, you look so healthy now that you've gained weight or lost weight or whatever. Anything basically about gaining or losing weight. It just kind of fuels the fire in our brains about us needing to be at a certain weight in order to be accepted, I guess. It's best to just kind of stay away from the weight topic and just kind of leave it over here, because anytime you talk about weight in front of us, I guess I'll say us collectively, and when I say us, I mean people who struggle with eating disorders. Anytime that you bring up weight in general, it's a very sensitive topic and it can make us really uncomfortable if you say anything, whether you're trying to say it as a compliment or not. I've had people tell me, I look so good now that I've gained weight. It's hard because I know what they mean. I basically don't look like walking death anymore, but in my head, I automatically assume, oh my God, I look healthy, so now I look fat, or I look healthy, so now I'm not sick anymore, my eating disorder isn't valid, which is completely untrue, but in my head, that's what my eating disorder is telling me. The next thing would be someone saying, you're gonna eat that, or I can't believe you're eating that. Basically anything surrounding like your attention based on their food preference or like what they're picking to eat. It can be pretty, I hate using the word triggering, but if you could just not make a big deal about it, just kind of let them eat and just kind of keep talking to them like everything's cool, everything's normal, that would just make everything so much better. Because anytime I'm around someone and they say, oh my God, you're gonna eat that, or you're eating, I can't believe you're eating, or you're eating that, that's so great. It's just like, it brings so much more attention to it, and then it just makes me anxious because then I'm like, oh my God, should I be eating this? Why am I eating this? This was something I noticed when I was at my lowest weight, and that was people saying, oh, you just need to eat, or you should really eat a cheeseburger. That really bothered me. And I mean, I know that they don't know. That's the problem too, is I know that these people probably don't mean anything by it, and I feel bad pointing it out and being like,
oh my God, I can't believe that they're saying that. Like, they should just cater to my needs and always talk like they know that I have an eating disorder.
This is just a video trying to help people who maybe feel like they can't get through to someone who has an eating disorder, and they feel like everything they say just like makes them really upset. These are just some things that I have experienced that I know bother me. If you're trying to tell me to eat something, it's just gonna make me not want to eat. This was something I noticed when I was at my lowest weight as well. People just commenting on my size, like saying, oh, you're so tiny, or like, oh my God, you're gonna waste away. In a weird way, I liked it, but I hated it because it was pointing at my body, which I'm very self-conscious of. But in my eating disordered brain, the smaller I was, it was like I was doing my eating disorder justice because I was getting smaller and that's what it wanted. Of course, it's never enough. Like, I'd never be small enough for my eating disorder to be happy, but it was just telling me that what I was doing was okay. I know that they're probably saying it out of concern, but I just wish that people wouldn't comment on people's bodies in general. I mean, does that really do anyone anything? These next few things are gonna be things that will probably bother someone who has an eating disorder if you say it around them. If you're having a conversation with them, maybe things that should just kind of stay off topic. One of the things would be if you say, oh my God, did you see that person? They've lost so much weight, or like they've gained so much weight. And then saying they look so bad or they look so good. Depending upon how you say it or like what you're talking about, we're gonna compare ourselves to that person. We'll probably internalize those things that you're saying, and we'll probably use some sort of eating disordered behavior to cope if you're easily triggered by that kind of thing. Which I know that I am. When someone says something like, oh, look at that person, how much weight they've gained, is usually what bothers me the most, because I think when I gained weight, or like when I gain weight from for me to get to a healthier point in my recovery, are people going to talk about me like that? Are they going to say, oh, she's gained weight, she looks bad? Because if you think about weight gain, most people think it's a bad thing, when it's not. It's just a thing. Society has drilled it into our heads that weight gain is this terrible thing that you should never do. You should always strive to lose weight. That's like what's on the cover of every magazine. Like, so-and-so lost X amount of pounds on this diet. Right now, I know it's the keto diet, and intermittent fasting is the other thing, which I won't even get into that. It's always this new fad diet that's going around, and everyone says, oh, but this one's sustainable, or oh, this one you can actually turn into a lifestyle choice. That's something that triggers me, I guess, is when people start talking about dieting or how to lose weight. I mean, everyone is gonna have different triggers, and so I guess this video, it kind of turned into a rant. Another thing that bothers me is when someone talks about how much food they've eaten, and they say, I ate so much, and then they list the food that they ate, and then they'll say, I can't eat for the rest of the day, or I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna eat for the rest of the day, or I ate so much I couldn't eat anything else the rest of the day. It sounds ridiculous when I talk about it, but I wish that those things wouldn't bother me so much. I wish that I didn't internalize them, and I don't understand why I do. But I'm trying to figure out how to cope with the feelings I get when I hear people talk about those things, because it's inevitable to be around people who talk about dieting or talk about weight gain or weight loss or the food that they've eaten or how much they've eaten or what they plan on eating that night. And I need to figure out how to deal with the feelings that it brings me, and that's something that I'm working on. But I just kind of wanted to put this list out there. One last thing would be when someone is offered food at a restaurant, like say I'm with a group of people and the waiter comes back and they're like, do you want dessert? And whoever's with me or whatever says, oh yeah, that sounds great, but I don't need it. Or like if someone's offered a second helping of food and they want it, like you can tell that they want it. It's different if they are genuinely full and they don't want to eat anymore because they'll feel sick. But when someone is actually depriving themselves of something that they want and they say, oh yeah, that sounds really good, but I don't need it, or I'm on a diet, I can't eat that, then it's just like, well, I don't need that, but I want that, so I'm not going to eat that either then. And then it just kind of, again, fuels the fire in my brain of these twisted thoughts about not giving myself the food that I want, or just restricting myself in general. It's this endless cycle. I know this video has been all over the place and I apologize. My whole point, trying to come back to center here, is the people you trust and love and that you know loves you, let them know how you're feeling and tell them how the things that they say makes you feel. And I've noticed that between my mom and dad and my grandma and my closest friends and my fiance Drew, they all understand and they all listened to me, and a lot of them are super careful with what they say now, and I can tell that they think a lot more before they say certain things around me or before they talk about things with me. I really want that for anyone else who is currently struggling, because it helps a lot, because we're already bombarded by it every day through the media, social media, especially like with Instagram, all these people talking about their diets, and just out and about when you're at the grocery store and you see the magazine rack and all it says is diet, 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 lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. If you can have your closest group of people around you understand and listen to you, it makes a world of difference. And I wouldn't be where I'm at right now and have come as far as I have without my family and the people closest to me. Let me know what you thought, like if you can relate to any of these things that I was talking about. We could talk about it in the comments. down below. Stay strong and in the fight against stupid eating disorders. I am not good at outros. I could do guns or something. Anything that I'm doing right now I feel like is super cringy, so I'm just gonna stop and I'm gonna say thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you next week. Alright, bye.